Dan Illman, Mike Beer, race number 5 at Saratoga on Sunday is the Grade 3 Waya. Fillies and Mares going 3 turns on the inner turf. It's a mile-and-a-half marathon, and you can get involved with a DRF Bets account. Several nice races at the Spa on Sunday. Sign up using the promo code HELLO. Here's the field for the Grade 3 Waya. I hate to disappoint you, Mike, but no show wagering in here. You might be shut out.
That's very unfortunate for me, someone who likes to go up and bet horses. Just hope they finish in the top 3.
The horse to beat is the number 4 Santa Monica. You are not a fan of Santa Monica, despite the fact she's won over $500,000 in her career for trainer Chad Brown. Last time out in the Sheepshead Bay, you want to talk about a soft turf course. That was a turf course that was almost, unraceable. And she made this wide move on the turn to take over the lead. She kind of just plodded on home in front of Semper Centenier. I think her European experience over soft going really helped her there. From a speed figure standpoint, it's not like she has such a tremendous edge over this field, and she can be a bit inconsistent. I looked at every other horse in this field. I tried to make a case for every one of them, and I still landed on Santa Monica, even though you and I are not her biggest fan.
Wow, yeah, it's interesting. I mean, listen, I'll admit to not being her biggest fan, but I'll also admit that she's kind of been winning me over lately. She's better than I ever gave her credit for. I do think she's facing a couple of pretty good fillies and mares in this race, though. I don't think this race is necessarily a walkover for her, but it's pretty hard to knock her, especially based on, I think, her last 3 races. I thought she ran really well in her first start of the year. She didn't win that day, but boy, I think she ran the best race that day and just got run down at the end in her last 2 starts. I mean, if she runs one of those races, she's going to be really hard to beat. And I know that course was really soft, and she seemed to handle it last time. But, I mean, she had that race taken over before they hit the stretch in that race. I mean, she was way the best in there. She's the horse to beat. And I will try and beat her because I usually do when she's a short price, but she's the horse to beat.
Where is the pace coming from in this race? There is 0 pace on paper. Timeform US agrees. It's the gray bar scenario where there's just no speed in the race. They've got Chad's other horse, the 2 Fool's Gold, out there on the lead. And I thought Fool's Gold ran okay last time out in the River Memories. Semper Centenier is a nice horse for Mark Henning. Fool's Gold is very consistent. I think she can make the lead, and maybe she can be dangerous if she gets away. But if she goes a little bit quick, it also helps out Santa Monica.
Yeah, she's been getting better, this horse. Just keeps improving, I think, with racing. I like that she handled the stretch out. It seemed like she handled it fine last time. I thought she got a good trip and ride from Castellano. At the end of the day, Semper Centenier is just a little bit better than her, and she just couldn't really get to that horse in the stretch. She ran fine. I don't think if she runs that race back, she's beating this field, though.
Gentle Ruler, the number 6, has won 4 in a row for trainer Ian Wilkes, including a graded stakes at Delaware where Chris Landeros gave her a wonderfully patient ride. He saved ground throughout. He saved ground on the turn, and he was rewarded when a hole opened up that you could drive a Mack truck through. Gentle Ruler then did the rest. Off that trip, she may not get a similar situation here because it looks like she needs a little bit of pace, and there's none.
Yeah, it's not going to set up. It's funny, though, when you watch her, especially since they've stretched her out, and she's just really blossomed since they've gone longer distances with her. She's a pretty handy horse. In the race 2 starts back when she ran down that big favorite, gaining, I mean, she just sat right behind that horse who was stalking the pace and then ran her over in the stretch. So I don't think she has to be that far out of it. I think she get another good trip in this race. Listen, she's had 3 perfect trips in a row, but I think she can get another one in this race, and I think she's going to be pretty tough to beat, actually.
Sky Full of Stars handles this distance no problem. It's just a question of whether you like her North American races. They ran her in the E.P. Taylor. It was a race where there wasn't a lot of pace. She was basically down inside every step of the way. They ran her in the River Memories last time out. It was her first race off a long layoff. She just doesn't have like this really explosive gear. She is a grinder. Jose Ortiz just kept her inside till the 3/16 pole, eased her out. She made up a little bit of late run. I think she can improve off this race. I'm just not sure how good she is.
Yeah, that's how I feel about her too. I do think she can run better. But it's just interesting. They came over to run her in that grade 1 last year, and she was 43-1, and they rode her like she was 43-1. Never left the rail. She never did any running in there. I wasn't taken with her last race either. I think she can do better, Dan. I just don't want to bet her against this field.
Get Explicit is solid. She needs to improve if she's going to win this race in her third start of the form cycle for a good trainer in Barb Minchell. In the Nassau, 2 starts back, an okay third. Last time out in the Dance Smartly, she really didn't finish with any kind of gusto, and that worries me because she seems like the kind of horse that needs a little pace.
Yeah, it's funny too because I thought that she was really improving at the end of her 3-year-old campaign last year, and then she's come back this year with 4 starts, and it just doesn't look like she's continued to go forward. Maybe at some point she'll really jump up, but I just haven't seen it from her this year yet.
Let's talk about our top selections for the Waya. I already mentioned that I'm going to chalk out with the favorite in here. You're going with the Mad Genius and the 3, Theodora B. Certainly bred to stretch out in distance. They tried it last time out against Gentle Ruler. Now, Gentle Ruler obviously had a better trip. I thought Theodora D was getting tired at the end of that race, and I'm a little bit concerned about her ability to last a mile and a half. Is this just an anti-favorite play for you, or do you really like Theodora B?
I mean, I like her. I am worried about the distance, but she's also 10-1 on the morning line. And just taking her last race at face value, how much better did General Ruler really run than she did? I mean, this filly made the first run into that race. She was a good 4 wide around the final turn of that race, while General Ruler just rode the rail and got through on the inside. I thought this filly actually ran really well in there. I liked her race 2 back when she couldn't get to I'm So Fancy, was a nice horse. And I liked both of her wins on turf prior to that, where she came with really game late runs. I think if she gets the right trip, she can be there at the end, and she's going to be a price in this race.
Would you send her to the front? She has some tactical speed.
Yeah, I'd like to see her get a little closer in this race, especially.
Okay, Theodora B, Mike Beer's top pick. He's going to be screaming, "Come on, cheap pieces!" down the lane. With Theodora B at 10-1. I went 4, 6, 3, and 2. You're going 3, 4?
I went 3, 6, 4.
Wow, you really dislike Santa Monica. Chad will be very displeased.
Right.
The Grade 3 Waya, race number 5 at Saratoga. No show wagering, but you can still get involved with that DRF Bets account. Sign up, use the promo code HELLO, and approximate post time is at 3:21 Eastern. Good luck.